Okay, hello. Chapter 8 of Cindaran Ghost Hunt. So, who wants to volunteer to do a recap? What did we do last time and what are you supposed to be doing now? Does anyone even remember?
I don't remember.
You're going to parties! You are accompanying Mauger as his personal attendants and servants to parties with the nobility. And we're gonna leave the others to do their thing because it's Mauger's role here that is the most important. But we will quickly roll for him to see how well he is charming the nobility. And he has. No, he does not. But yeah, being able to speak High Gothic is actually kind of a prerequisite, so it's a 0. But he's doing reasonably well. So, your mission is to find evidence, information, or financial records that pertain to who the fuck set up that refinery for the blood moss. Munger will ensure that you have access to these parties. It would be great if you did not burn down his cover, but the Inquisitor trusts you up to a point. If you, as a group, as in the majority of you agree that it's necessary to risk his cover, provided you are, he himself does not get captured, that is an acceptable outcome, if an undesired one. Effectively, he feels that the enemy is getting close enough to their goal, whatever it is, that speed is slowly becoming more important than secrecy. So, you are probably going to be provided, I would say, for this with uniforms. Probably like ecclesiarchy novice garb, like you're effectively students under Mauger. But what preparations do you want to make? This isn't necessarily going to be just one party, it's going to be a series of them. And it's gonna. Oh, actually, let's see which of these ChatGPT generated nobles are you're likely to meet.
Uh, my one question: what would be like dress code in relations to equipment? Would be a fox paw we go with a sword, or are expected to go only with hidden pistols?
Swords are fine. Pistols are fine. If you're lugging around like big guns, that's probably too far. Like, people will have bodyguards. This is the Imperium. You're not just expected to have a gun. The Emperor demands that you stand your ground and shoot the fucker dead.
Okay. So yeah, if anyone has a long weapon they wish to be able to bring on an emergency, just tell me I can bring one with my psychic powers.
I need my long class.
Okay. So yeah, I would have it
It's my
marked
only
with.
weapon. Like
Yeah, I
the
would
only
have it
one that
marked.
works.
Yeah, it would be marked with my call item, so I would need to have one action to summon it and then order to give it to you. But in emergency, you can get it.
Okay.
I want each of you to roll me a d8. I will let you select from this list. It is 8. Good. Okay.
Huh.
Bacon and Matt re-roll because, like, I might tolerate one repeat, but okay, let's see. 3. Baron Octavian Rathborn. He is an ex-military commander who was ennobled, or well, he was a younger son, but we're gonna say there was like an accident with his father and 2 older brothers. So he claimed the title after returning from a 10-year tour in the Guard. Okay, then for 5. Now that's gonna be an interesting event. Countess Lysandra Ventress. She is kind of a recluse, so everyone's curious apparently in those circles because she's opening her home up for once in a long while, and there are rumors that she dabbles in occult studies and might be interested in psychic arts. And yeah, the dice really wanted her to be involved because she's the one who's on a 5. Let's see. And we have Viscount Cedric Mallour, a scholarly noble with a vast collection of ancient texts and artifacts. He's kind of a historian, not just this planet, but the sector in general, going back to the original crusade that took this area of space, chronicling the progress of imperial forces throughout the sector. Ancient history of a couple thousand years ago. And then on 4 we have Duchess Amalia Cartine, and gonna say, since she's a duchess, she's like a distant cousin of the planetary governor, and she's charismatic and influential. Definitely a social butterfly, and she's well known for her. You know how nobles are. A lot of it is for show, for prestige, but her family is doing very well, and she's definitely engaging in good works. In the name of the emperor, of course. Gifting other cities on the planet with the occasional new temple for the emperor, commissioning art, even occasionally feeding a few of the poor. Or, building new factories and offering them work in her new factories. On a 10-year contract, of course. And we're gonna say that we are gonna take these in the order that they were rolled. So it's gonna finish with a big party at the Duchess's. So the first one up is Baron Octavian Rathborn, the ex-guardsman. Now he is a relatively the Duchess is the biggest target of these, but there will be nobility gathering at all these places. There will be opportunities to overhear things, learn things, try and weasel out information, gather stuff to try and use against people, etc. And yeah, your job is to figure out the money trail in particular and what the fuck is going on this planet in general. So, Yeah. Is there anything you wish to do to prepare for the party at the Barrens?
I suppose make sure I'm well groomed.
Does anyone have trade valet?
Wait a minute, I need to check. I may have it. Yes, I have it.
Okay, so you're in charge for making sure that everyone looks presentable. If you would, you have plenty of time to plan and practice, so I'll give you a plus 30. Like, this is a big event, you don't need to like make someone look good in like 20 minutes, so okay,
Success.
reasonable success. You are, it's not exceptional for a party like this, but you look very presentable. And like, let's call one roll for in terms of preparation for each. So do the others have something you want to do that requires the roll beforehand?
Can't think of anything. My character, Jeremiah, is not ready to go into parties. It's not his strong point.
Okay. Severus?
I suppose that's the main thing. Just make sure we're all well groomed and weapons are secure and holstered. Our basic weapons.
Okay.
So he's bringing his nice pistol.
What about armor? You have at this point enforcer and flak armors for the most part, and I think Jeremiah had some sort of a mesh.
Yes.
Yeah, we can't bring the enforcer armor, so we'll have to swap it out and put it under the undercoat.
We do have...
It's not unheard of, but it will definitely attract attention if Mauger shows up with, a whole kill team armed for bear,
We have the one church flag jacket on our inventory. It's more appropriate. If anyone is with a very bulky armor and wants to change.
You had two. Did you sell one at some point, or was someone using it?
I think I was using it. I removed from my character sheet, so not sure if I forgot to add it back or we just got rid of it and sold it. Generate format.
I don't know either. Also, you need to decide if you're bringing your electronic scrap with you. Any of these four residences you could bug, in theory. And you can buy more of the actual listening ends of the listening devices or more hubs as well.
I probably would want to bring my Auspex. I also have a picture recorder. I'm not sure if that would be polite or not. It's a bit heavier.
Maybe not in Ratborn's place, but one of the ones that have collections, especially the historian, that might be appropriate if you brought a picked recorder to the guy who has, a bunch of imperial artifacts in his home.
Okay, so yeah, I would only bring the Auspex for emergencies. It's less bulky than the picked recorder.
So do we have only 40 drones in our collective budget? It's kind of small amount.
Yes. Last time I remember we bought some stuff with it.
We're gonna say that after two of these parties, you're gonna get another payday, just to keep it simple. Because you were partway to to getting paid last time.
I think we can stock up on sleeping pills. Just in case. Maybe we need to drug and kidnap someone.
Okay, just so you are aware where you're going, right? You're going to the Baron's house in the city, where there's gonna be members of high nobility present, each with their personal guards, each watching to make sure that what you are talking about does not happen to their master, and you're like, no, don't give me a single packet, give me the box.
Okay, that was a bad idea. Sorry.
Maybe we could say how much was the listening devices?
The same as a microbit, and I think the hub was like 50. And they're effectively like modified microbeats. They transmit to the hub. If it's within the, normal range of a microbeat from them.
Yeah, that would be a possibility to bring, but I don't have the money for that.
Okay, I will use 40 thrones from the collective budget and 10 thrones from my own to buy one microbit.
You can buy 2 for the, I think.
The 51 is the hub.
So I'll buy 2 then.
But if you're buying some, I could help buying the... Actually, we still have a hub, right?
You still have a hub, and you've so far recovered all your recorders. And yeah, you don't need microbeats, you need more recorders.
Okay, yeah, we have here 2
Those
recorders, 1
recorders?
receiver. So we go to 4 recorders, yeah. That's good.
Okay, so I... How to explain? Back off on that action.
Why?
If we have 4 recorders already, I don't need to
No,
buy
we
more.
only have 2.
So
You only have...
So then I buy 2 extra.
Okay.
And I guess I would buy... I have enough money to buy 1 receiver. So I buy 1 so we can bug 2 houses instead of only just 1.
Alright. Excellent.
What would make good bribing material for servants? Just straight up money, or would there be a better idea, I think?
Knowledge Imperium or knowledge nobility, I think, would be appropriate to make a guess of it. Is there like a knowledge
Any
nobility? I
modifiers?
think there is somewhere,
I got
right?
it.
I would say that knowledge Imperium would be flat. Knowledge nobility, you would get a +20 if you had something that's specialized.
Nah, I spent too much time on my ship.
Okay. Probably silk or other material for fancy dress would go over pretty well. The nobles' servants always look so swanky, it must take a lot of effort.
Well, how much does that cost?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, so good quality ecclesiarchy robes cost what, like 100 something? I don't know. I know.
I'll just go with money.
It would effectively be like a trade good equivalent, right? So like it would still be a money value in silk, right? So, you know, money's probably fine. Like, who hates money, right?
Right.
And Leith, you're going back into a noble's place, but as a servant.
What do you mean back?
Well, you were a noble on your agri world before you joined the convent.
Right.
But like, what do servants even eat? Are they in the kennels? Like, the turnips? You think they eat turnips? You never visited. You don't know how they live in their little stalls next to the animals.
I guess I'll find out though.
Will you be expected to eat a turnip while the masters party upstairs?
Maybe I can smuggle in a ration pack for myself.
A ration pack. What extravagance. Maybe you should bribe the servants with food. I mean, they're expected to chew grass or something, right? Turnip's a type of a grass, right?
Surely.
Okay. Then, if we are ready... Oh, it's probably not... I'm gonna use the party scene. Sure. The AI sucks at faces, so don't look at these chaos abominations. They're imperial nobles, honest.
This guy has Down syndrome.
Don't judge him. But the night of the party arrives. And you are escorted into the residence. Like, he's a baron. Stuff in the capital is expensive. But he's wealthy enough to throw parties. We're gonna say it's like a 3-story building. Like, the top floor is gonna be off limits. And most of the party is gonna take place on the second floor. The bottom floor is... kitchens, servants' quarters, laundry, you know, all the service areas, essentially. And it's probably not a huge gathering. It's like probably 20 guests along with their retinues. So, like, given that you have a rather large retinue, you can go back and forth. But, you know, the probably butler that receives you is going to suggest that maybe some of Mauger's retinue would be more comfortable downstairs with the servants, and some of you could accompany him upstairs. And yeah, effectively, like, it's gonna be weird if all of you are crowding in next to him, but you can go back and forth and exchange places between everything. And since this is the first party you're being brought on, like, Mauger suggests that you treat this kind of more as a practice run to learn how not to fuck up. The Duchess is probably the biggest one, although investigating the Countess, who is rumored to be dabbling in occult studies, is probably, you know, that might be useful.
What is the polite amount of people with him? 1 or 2?
1 or 2 is about right. Like, 2 is okay.
Okay.
Guys, I've read in a book that I can use the inquiry skill with minus 20 modifier to, how to explain it, politely interrogate people.
Yes, sure, but that requires that you be in a social position to talk them to on at least some equal footing. Like, interrogation requires the ability to apply pressure right?
Yeah, you can interrogate servants.
Yeah, with servants, at least like servants that are not part of the ecclesia, yeah, that works. That works, but that won't work with the people upstairs because you're their social inferior in their perception. They're just gonna
Okay,
tell
then
you to
I'm
fuck
going
off.
downstairs.
All right, and I think the simplest way to go about this is let's just have a set amount of rolls for things you can attempt during this party. Let's say 2 rolls per person, and you can split these. You can decide among yourselves how you want to split these. You'll effectively, as a group, have 4 upstairs rolls and 4 downstairs rolls, or at least no more than 4 upstairs rolls because you don't want to arouse suspicion. You can just have it as low as 2 with just one of you staying next to Mauger the whole time, right? And just most of you being downstairs.
The only things that Jeremiah can reasonably do is perception and senescence, so I could be either upstairs trying to listen to whatever the nobles are talking about and try to senescence them, or I can be downstairs. Actually, downstairs it's better the priest to interrogate, so I could also do my senescence downstairs. See if there's anything corrupt in the house, not with the nobles.
That is all reasonable. So you know Jeremiah's limitations. I think it's best to discuss what Leith can do next because Severus and Henry in particular are more skilled for this kind of situation because you're doing social stuff. So Leith, where are you most useful? What can you do?
I can listen and be quiet.
And something you can do is you can conceal the hub on yourself and you can plant the recording devices and then recover them later in the evening.
That's true.
Like, that is a legitimate tactic. You have the electronics. By the way, important note, when you were buying those listening devices, it looked like the tech priest that sold them to you was in the process of backing up. It seems that he has either been recalled or has other business to attend to. He would not have told you what's up, but like he was leaving his shop.
We already know that the Autotech priests are traitors and they are conspiring against us. It's fine.
Okay. So I guess the big question is, vigilance is probably going to be greater upstairs, but Leith is probably best equipped to first plant and then recover the recording devices. So it's up to you. What do you want to thoroughly bug, the downstairs or the upstairs? Upstairs will be harder.
Go upstairs. Someone needs to go there.
Nexi, is that the plan? Wait a second, I just saw your silhouette flicker green. You are an AI! I fucking knew it!
I'm fine bugging either. Science, I'm not sure where potentially would be more useful stuff to record.
Well, we got so many, why don't we just split it up between the party? We have
I would say
me and Bacon go downstairs and the rest upstairs.
You can definitely do that. It does mean that it will be slightly easier for whoever's doing the planning because they won't have to plant or recover as many, but you're wasting more actions on this and you'll have to split the task between 2 people. Rolling for it, that is. And
And if you're like concentrating socially downstairs, then we should probably plant the bugs upstairs. If that makes sense. Yeah, I agree.
It's just if we find a secret room downstairs, better have one ready.
Okay, so how are we splitting them? 3 of them are going upstairs with Leith?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. So you want, I guess you're focusing on the downstairs, and Leith is going upstairs to actually attend your interrogator. Okay. Silence is assent. That's the plan. And you have one recording device downstairs for just in case, and Leith has the rest of them upstairs. So, the evening will begin, and Leith, I will immediately put you on the spot because I know you, Naxi. You like to sit quietly in the corner and just roll for massive damage.
I'm not here to fight. My intentions are peaceful.
Mm-hmm. So, the party, it's kind of like that evening that slowly kicks into gear. It's not a loud, raucous sort of thing. There's good booze, but it's definitely, it's noticeable that this is the house of a military man. There are like a couple of charged standards of the Cindaran 3rd Infantry. A old lasgun with a big slash that goes halfway through the barrel on one of the walls. You know, an orc chopper on the opposite wall.
So that's just random trash on the walls, got it?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's memories, right? There's memories on those walls. As you're probably, at some point looking around the room, and you hear someone step up behind you with like a heavy, like, thunk on the wooden floor. You turn. You see a man who, it's like trying to squeeze a pig into a suit almost, right?
Uh-huh.
Because like he's dressed in noble clothes, but they technically fit him, but the way he carries himself, they are very alien to him. And you can see just a sort of red face, a double chin developing of a man who probably drinks a fair bit and was in very good shape maybe 20 years ago. He looks up at the lasgun. That lasgun saved my life. The greenskin was coming right for me. Could have taken my head clean off. The boys never even saw him until he was on me. I love that lasgun. It was with me for 5 years after I lost my previous one. Saved my life, it did.
The lasgun is only as good as the man who pulls its trigger, so it must have been it sounds like a very impressive achievement.
Impressive. Yeah. Impressive. 12,000 of us landed on that planet. Do you know how many of us went back home?
I don't saw.
2,653. He makes a sign of the quill. They're with the Emperor now. I know you understand. I see you're no stranger to war from the way you carry yourself. Where did you serve?
I've been mostly doing
You can name your
bodyguard.
convent if you want, like you're
Yeah,
part
sure.
of the Holy Order.
I'll name my convent.
He just looks at you. Huh. From the look of you, you couldn't tell it. The jewel at work must have been exquisite. Shame about your convent, but it's good to know that 70 years after it was destroyed, its acolytes are still doing its work. Something short circuits in Lee's brain. She's not 70 years old. You know, our old regimental commander, he saw one of you in action. Like he told us one evening when we were resting in the trenches with our alcohol ration. Impressive work you do with those swords. Wish we had a few of you back there with us to kill that fucking war boss.
Thank you. The price for my convent touches me very deeply, so...
Impressive work that Mauger was able to... or like, His Excellency, I suppose, has... Impressive work. A man of true faith to have won your loyalty.
Indeed he is.
Well, I won't keep you with old man's war stories. Enjoy the evening, madame. You're a welcome guest in my home.
The fuck did I say? Thank you.
Oh, you just thought it was a random after I described him as a fat noble of military bearing?
But I didn't know he was letting himself go that much.
ChatGPT told me he has a reason. You see him after he leaves, just walk out to one of the standards, touch a corner that's like really threadbare at this point and falling apart. Just crack his head and stay in silence for like 5 seconds there for a moment.
Guess he didn't see a therapist.
He might not have, no. Meanwhile, downstairs, it's more of a party down there than it is upstairs. There are like several barrels of alcohol that have been rolled out, as well as, it's military rations, but it's the good kind of military rations, And it's like people are standing shoulder to shoulder, talking, exchanging gossip. It's very noisy. A lot of people here and a very lively evening, whereas upstairs it's a bit more somber, yeah. Now that you think about it, Mauger might have offhand mentioned that it was something, the anniversary of some victory that the regiments of this world were involved with or something. Apparently the Baron always throws a party on this day.
Party is a strong word.
Listen, they went in to fight the orcs and like a fifth of them came back. That's not horrible odds. Like, at least there were survivors and veterans. And you don't get to judge him. He's a war hero. Your
I'm
training
not
isn't
judging
even
him.
real. Your training isn't even real. You never went to your convent.
And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm 70 years old.
Okay, so the downstairs people. Who wants to go first?
I can do it first. Mine is very quick. Just go around the room trying to do senescence.
Oh, there's several rooms, but yeah, it's easy enough. Go ahead. Okay. So, let's see. That. You go around scanning the room. After a while, someone sort of stands next to you, where you're sort of just leaning up against the wall, like, you know, playing the introvert at the party. And just nods at you. And just leans in and whispers. It's only you can hear. I think it's just the two of us, like us here.
I just look at the person.
Yeah, it looks to be like a pretty young man, maybe his late 20s, and he just nods at you. Colleague.
Does it look he's from a Voidborn as well?
No. He's not black-skinned, which many of the people of this world are. But definitely not Voidborn.
I don't like this implication he does. Is it implying he's also a introvert? If he was, he wouldn't be approaching another person, another agent of the Inquisition, or another psyker.
One or the other seems likely, yeah. He just, as you're trying to figure it out, he just smiles. Did you not sense me? Oh, I'm so sorry. How horribly rude of me. I thought you would have detected me.
Looks. He nods. Too much noise. A bit distracted.
Well, I am an Imperial Psyker in the service of Lady Viridius. Pleasure to meet you. He extends his hand.
Okay, just let me in. Is that lady on our list of people to visit later?
She's on the list of nobility. She's not on the list of one of the parties you're going to be attending. She's a guest.
Okay, let me just put somewhere. Where?
Lady Seraphina Viridius. She's a politician. Well known for her political maneuvering. She's effectively the local version of the Nobles' Parliament. She's one of the people who is, trying to gather votes around her, essentially. Bacon over there taking notes, trying to figure out who the traitor is. It's all of them.
Yeah, I know. This planet, the city must be purged. Yeah, and Jeremiah.
It's too late, Arthas. They've already eaten the grain.
Jeremiah just nods. Yeah. Don't worry. Also Imperial Psyker working for. What's the name of the guy we were with again?
Mauger Teramir.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Mauger. I didn't remember which one of the four it was. Working for Lord Mauger Teramir.
Oh. Ah. The up-and-comer. Good. I was not aware he employed His Imperial Majesty's most valuable servants. You see him file it away to, yes, politically valuable information. Well, I am supposed to be patrolling and keeping an eye on the situation. Good luck to you this fine evening, brother.
Same for you.
Okay. Who next?
I think I will go next. Okay, you.
I yield.
Yeah, roll off. Lowest goes first. That's not how you roll it.
Okay, I think I go first.
Matt is disqualified. Dan, go ahead.
Very well. Okay, well, at first, Cerberus goes and grabs one of those drinks, but he just nurses it. And goes around the servants, inquiring how the nobles, where the nobles spend most of their time, in which rooms, if that, and what they get up to maybe, and how they get paid on those lines. A variety of questions to throw them off.
Just basic information. Hey, I'm new. What the fuck is this shit? All right.
And I'm intentionally not drinking it in case there is some of the nos in there, but make it look like I am.
Okay. Roll me inquiry then at plus 20. This is a very actually make it a plus 30. This is the right setting and very reasonable information to request, and they're talking about stuff like that anyway. Okay, I'll give you 2 questions and basic info. Most of the family's money comes from mines. The very wealthy or very smart families are making factories, including things that feed the guard. Their time is mostly spent in, at least in the capital, in partying or in otherwise keeping up appearances. Keeping up appearances is how you get the planetary governor to take you seriously and conveniently drains much of the nobility's resources.
I mean, I kind of meant which areas of the house they spent it in, what the areas and that kind of thing. And how the payroll is distributed.
Oh, like how the servants get paid.
Come across wrong.
You want for this house specifically?
Yes.
This guy doesn't have a huge staff. He has maybe 6 or 7 people keeping this place openly, and this guy, he doesn't give a fuck. He has a major domo / head butler, and the head butler handles the wages, hirings, firings, etc. Effectively, the butler runs the household. The noble, there is the big hall, which he visits a lot, which has his memories on the walls. And then his personal quarters on the 3rd level. And yeah, that's it for basic information. 2 questions.
What's the most interesting things they've seen?
Most interesting things.
Yeah, has anything all unusual?
A couple of young nobles were laughing at one of the regimental banners, and the Baron challenged them to a duel despite not owning a plate, and he got badly wounded, was out for weeks, but he chopped one of the young fools to pieces. Like, there's still a feud going on for that, because he didn't fight in plate, so it was a dishonorable duel, and he killed his opponent.
And then I'll see if I can find any of the cooks in this and see what they prepared for us, and anything ingredients wise that they added.
Honestly, I would say you would just, like, you would get a glimpse in through the door and you don't see anything suspicious. But there's like 3 or 4 people working their asses off in the kitchen preparing multiple courses. And you just immediately get thrown out. They tell you the booze is there, the food for you is there, fuck off, we're working.
But I've been eating pea mash. I'm hungry now. I'm kidding. Alright, I head out and leave and then go pass my information onto Mulgar and the rest.
I'm not gonna make you lose a question over trying to go into the kitchen for like 1 minute and running into a wall of angry cook.
Anyone else got a suggestion for my third question?
You can ask about if anyone has seen like or heard anything about blood moss.
Yeah, well, I'll directly ask then. I was trying to go around it in a weird way.
Roll a luck dice. You need less than 30. And you can use fate to reroll these because in this case I will allow it. Okay, so you ask around. One of the bodyguard just looks. Oh, you heard about that, right? He just leads in. The Emperor rained fortune down upon you too, brother. He's gonna pull up his sleeve, and you see in a very pale orange on his shoulder a winged cup, like you saw on that signet from the priest you originally killed.
Oh. Yeah, I take that. I make sure I make note of that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go back to returning my information to Mulgar and anyone else I passed by of our group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you probably will exchange that at the end of the night. It's the easiest time. But yeah, and I haven't forgotten about you, Naxi. I will make you roll that concealment roll after we go through the actual roleplay stuff. It's just that the roleplay relates to their actual roles, and yours won't unless you really botch this. That's more in the realm of, okay, we go over everything the nobles said later on kind of thing, you know? So, Matt, what do you want to find out about?
Okay, so I want to find out more. Okay, I have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
There should be a significant discrepancy between amount of money certain house earns and the amount of money certain house spends.
You think someone's cheating on their taxes?
Not on their taxes, but on their... Someone is sending money to unknown place.
Ah, so cash unaccounted for.
Yes.
You can ask but these people almost certainly won't know. House's financial status is valuable information that other nobles can exploit to fuck them, essentially. So that is more in the nature of secret records. It's a good idea. It's an idea I've even planned for. But at best, a baron like this will probably have information about himself. Your best bet is if you could break into the personal records of the Duchess at the end of this party circuit. Which is probably going to be some sort of a secure room, because this is very restricted information. If someone knows your finances, how much money you owe, etc., someone can try to financially ruin you. And nobles are assholes. So they would guard this very carefully.
Okay. So I think then I should proceed with another plan.
Mm-hmm.
There is a guy who knows something about red moss. I think I should interrogate him further.
Well, this is happening at the same time as Severus is making his circuit and finding stuff out. So you can do that for your second action if you want to try and corner him and get more information out of him.
Mm-hmm. And now I need to think.
If only you had snuck into this house earlier and poured a bag full of sleeping drugs into those booze barrels, huh?
What for?
No, they're all heretics. Probably lock the doors, toss in a torch.
Yeah, that's too...
I don't
Too
know,
suspicious.
some inquisitors would disagree. Purge it with fire. Innocence proves nothing.
I need to think. What can be the first action? I want to know more about the Duchess. I want to find her servant specifically and ask about her home layout.
Okay.
So I plan to know where the secret room is.
All right. Yes, good idea. First off, roll a luck die to see if the Duchess's servants are even here, because she might not be attending this party. Okay. She's not here. She has other business. The Baron is too low on the totem pole for her to bother. She had a headache suddenly this evening. But people who have been to her house for parties are here, so you can still try. I'm gonna make it a flat inquiry check, and we'll see how much you get about her home and its layout. Okay.
I will re-roll this one.
All right.
This is really improbable.
Okay.
How? This was completely improbable.
Yes.
Let's
just put 1x down here for a thing that attracts suspicion.
At least it was not a 95.
96 is the dangerous one, isn't it? The
Oh,
last
yeah,
5%.
true. Yeah, true. Yeah, I forgot. It goes up to 100, not 99.
And Leith, I think silent move is a good enough thing to do here. I will also make this flat because there are people who are literally keeping an eye on each other constantly. So, well, there's plenty of distraction. There's plenty of eyes as well.
Okay. I'll probably reroll that.
You get 3 ticks before you get thrown out with Scandal. You're at 1. You could afford another one, you can't afford a third one. It's not like you're the first personal attendant to plant listening devices during a party, right? But, you know.
I still think it might be better to reroll it.
Reroll or no?
Yeah, that's much less bad.
Okay. So, here's what happens. You don't get caught, but you're standing near the regimental banners, and a lot of people seem to go by those when they're talking or when they want privacy, because like the crowd stays away from them. They know the Baron's touchy, but you're leaning close that you're gonna slip a device under it when nobody's looking, and you just feel an arm around your shoulders. You understand, don't you? They were my brothers! And he pulls you onto the dance floor.
Okay, I'll do my best not to step on his feet.
They were so young! They were so young! They'll always be young in my memory! Curse the grandkids! Fucking Xenos monsters! So Leith is busy enjoying a elegant evening with the noble Baron. For the next 3 hours, like every time you try to get away from him, he somehow reels you back in. You know, at first, Mauger is like... but then he's like, oh, what the fuck can I do? Like, you're fucked!
It's fine, I mean, at least I'm not causing problems.
And then we'll move on to the second part. I will say that, you know what, I will be merciful. You managed to finally have... get pulled away when some of your other party come up to relieve you and give you a chance to grab a bite to eat, exchange information, etc. So for the second set of rolls, you've all exchanged the information you did find out, and you can plan your second set of rolls for the evening accordingly.
Okay, I will
be a
make...
target, maybe? Sorry.
I want to make an inquiry about Red Moss.
Specifically?
Who collects it?
The chances of the people knowing detailed information here about that is extremely low. You're like 1,500 kilometers away from where you encountered the gatherers.
I already know there is one guy who knows about Red Moss.
Yes, you know there is one guy who has a tattoo of it. So yeah, you can ask around and try and figure out where that came from. But like specifically who
he wants
gathers...
to do the like soft interrogation, whatever it was called.
Mm-hmm.
On that guy.
No, instead I will just do the same thing one more time.
Information on the Duchess.
Yes.
Okay, I will since you were already sussed for doing this and earned a strike, and you want to attempt the same thing, if you fail a second time, that will be 2 strikes immediately, filling up your 3.
No worry, probability of that is like 8%.
Does the party wish to allow him to risk your entire sussiness allowance on this?
I mean, still a better roll than my one, or anything like that.
Effectively, if you get thrown out of here for spying, like this will, the news of this will spread. If you finish the evening with less than 3 strikes, the news of you, trying to investigate something, whether relating to the Duchess or otherwise, doesn't spread beyond this party effectively. It just gets written off as a random thing. Like, that's the threshold for people giving enough of a fuck that people start really talking about it, and like everyone's gonna be suspicious of you come the next party. Mechanically, the way I'm gonna treat this, right? If you fill up your track here, the next party you're just gonna immediately start with 1 strike already filled.
Statistically, what is the chances that he fails
Okay,
again?
Bacon wants to gamble. Got it.
It is our best roll overall.
I mean, I have to roll 63. And I
we still
already
have
managed
fate
to
points.
fail it twice.
Can't fail a 3rd time.
Well, that's...
And you also have some more rerolls you can do.
That was a flat check before. I'm gonna apply an additional -10 on this because people are suspicious.
Okay, I will not do it. It seems like too much people don't want me to do it.
No, I'm just saying, like, you spent 3 hours obsessing over the Duchess in full view of everyone, and everyone's like, dude, like, listen, I like the matronly types, like the older women as well, and she's a Duchess, so you know what they get up to, but like, dude, have some class, she's way above your station.
Okay, something else.
You can always relieve Leith upstairs if you want, Bacon, and perceive there. She might welcome a chance to escape the clutches of the Baron.
Yeah, my plan on the upstairs was just general awareness, trying to see if I can detect any weird conversations from the nobles.
Like, you can decide as a group how you want to divide up your efforts. I'm cool with it.
I think I suggest that me and Leave go try and break into the butler's area quarters and gather any records we can get, because he may be more important than the servants know.
Oh.
Because I don't trust this Baron, because he's clearly just, out of his rocker.
Okay, then someone has to go upstairs, and it might as well be Jeremiah. Are we cool with risking that? Because that too is a risky move.
I mean, did we have indication that there's something important in his quarters?
He seems way too guilty to be innocent. Constantly crying, rambling about Xenos. He's clearly corrupted.
Maybe he just also served.
The butler must know
I have
something
an
in the
idea.
diary or something.
I can make the breaking in easier by... how to explain it? By blattering this noble. By bullshitting him into... by diverting his attention to me.
And there's plenty of people to grab his attention. He just latched on to Leith because she was a fellow warrior. But Bladder is, like, that's a good point. Bladder is excellent for helping with the break-in if you want to get the Baron's records. Because, like, one of you can keep a lookout, one of you can intercept anyone coming with, like, useless talk, and Leith can actually break in.
Seems like a reasonable idea.
Okay, so it's like, fuck it, what Mauger doesn't know won't hurt him. Get the fucking records!
I can't read though, I can tell if a record is important.
Well, that's why we both go.
Well, all three of you, right?
Yeah.
Alright, make a luck roll, Dan, because this was your idea. Let's see where the office for the butler is placed. Okay. So where do I want to place it? I would say it's on the second floor, just past the main hall, next to the stairs leading to the third floor. So you would have to go through like the main area and then just loiter at the far end of the hall and duck, have Leith duck into the thing, all the while evading the Baron. And it does mean that more than two of you would have to be upstairs at the same time, so it's kind of, it's doable if you do it quickly, but it has to come together just right.
It's your operation. The three of you should decide if you guys want to go or not. Jeremiah could be downstairs to not be all of us upstairs, bringing that much attention.
I mean, that would make sense too. Because all we need is breaking in and reading.
Honestly, I would include Heinrich, because if Leith is upstairs, she does need someone to distract the Baron.
Right, that too. Because clearly the Baron wants a piece of Leith.
All right, let's actually start with Jeremiah, because I have a feeling that this part is going to be spicy. Bacon, what do?
Well, if I have to stay downstairs or there weird operation upstairs, I would do the same thing I plan. I would just try to focus with Senescence. If I detect anything weird now, I just try to listen and try to hear any weird conversations from the servants.
Okay.
Would my auspex apply on this situation, or it would be like too obvious if I'm holding it and like looking at the readings and etc.?
I would say you can apply it, sure.
It's auspex plus 20, right?
Yeah.
That's a reasonable roll.
Okay. You do detect something. Apparently, couple of servants are talking about tech acolytes actually cancelling contracts, which they usually never do.
Okay. I'll actually note that the tech priests are evil for you, No cap.
All right. Nexi, it's time to roll to move stealthily. And Heinrich, if you would roll the bladder, roll it flat, but how much you need is gonna depend on how well Lead does at the stealth.
Mm-hmm. Can I re-roll it if this will not be enough?
Yeah, I'll tell you if it's not enough. And no, bladder, not bladder. Nice though. Yes, move silently. Let's. I have a thing in mind what the Baron wants to do to you, but I need your dice to fail you.
I can re-roll it.
It's up to you.
There we go.
Okay.
Question, is my roll enough? I'm not sure.
You rolled the wrong things, so...
Barter. Yeah. Sorry. Barter and Platter are a bit close.
Indeed they
Where's
are.
Platter?
It might be an advanced skill.
Yeah, it's... Fuck. Still.
Yeah,
Well, with that stealth, it's enough.
Yeah, it won't harm the operation, so it's a good result.
It's like 4 failures in a row.
And give us a awareness roll, Dan, to see how well you keep a lookout.
Flat?
Mm-hmm.
Is that enough?
Altogether, yeah. So, Heinrich tells the Baron that he has known many fine men in the guard and starts spinning a story about some battle out of whole cloth. And the Baron is just nodding along. He's just like thumps on the table. A toast to the victorious dead! And it's just like this whole thing where he's listening to Heinrich calling for drinks, etc. Mauger is just giving you a death stare because he caught a glimpse of two of you slipping away in the restricted area after he told you this was a fucking practice run!
This is kind of practice.
We're practicing something, alright. We gotta get good.
Okay. You get to the office. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Door's locked.
It's fine, I have a multi-key.
Alright. Roll security. Base of plus 10. It's a good lock, but it's a purely mechanical lock.
Okay. I make it.
It takes you a while, but eventually it clicks open. You barely stop yourself because you feel just the slightest tension. You look down. You see the tripwire pulled tight at the bottom of the door. It seems that the office is shared between the Baron and his butler, and the Baron has taken precautions. You carefully reach in and unhook the hook of the tripwire with one finger from the frag grenade which was planted next to the door. And you are both in. You close the door carefully behind you. the wall, encased in a block of clear resin, is the head of an orc. Tusks and all.
Okay, I never seen one before, that's cool, I guess.
And there are 2 records cabinets. One probably labeled with like peeling stickers on the front. One is labeled house accounts. One is labeled like personal documents, let's say. That's one file cabinet. The other is household expenses and personal files.
Well, that's his job, not mine. I can't even read the labels.
Yep. Okay, I'll go through the personal stuff first, I guess, because house stuff might not be it yet.
So, the opportunity cost here is the longer you are away, the riskier getting back gets, right? Because someone might be noticed, might be looking for you, etc. So you can, let's say, look at one thing without any penalties. After that, it's going to get progressively harder to return safely or explain why you were in there if, something goes awry. And you have 4 sections, right? You have personal files, you have household expenses for one drawer. The other drawer, you have what did I say? Personal documents and house finances. House as in, the estate, the noble house.
Okay, well then we might want the estate then. I misunderstood what you meant there.
Mm-hmm. Both are locked. It looks like these might be different locks. So, at a guess, like the household stuff and the personal files for servants, etc., the butler probably has regular access to them. The other, you probably need Baron's key.
We have time to unlock that.
Depends on how many success you roll. I'm gonna say that it's gonna be a plus 10 to unlock the estate stuff, and plus 30 to unlock the servant stuff, essentially.
I have a question. Can I help add my security role to leave?
Absolutely.
Okay, that I'm gonna have to do that maybe because it's important stuff.
So Lee, you can take a plus 10.
Okay, like an extra plus 10 or?
Yeah, an extra plus 10. The locks are plus 10 base for the important financial stuff, plus 30 for just the household and servant stuff.
Okay, which one do you want me to open?
Estate finances.
Okay, so the more difficult one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you have a multi-key for plus 20 and plus 10 from Severus helping, so plus 40 total.
I think it's a plus 30 from the multi-key.
Then plus 50.
But yeah, there are 5 degrees.
No problem. You pull it open very carefully. So you notice the single hair that has been taped to the inside of the house finances. And I will be able to replace it so nobody knows after you leave. It seems that the Baron believes in simple, straightforward, guard-style security measures. But you have access to house finances. Scrutiny roll with intelligence.
Oh, how do I do that one? So I do it
manually, just manually. I will say that you can have a decentish amount of time for this, so let's say a base of plus 10. Like, you're not in a huge hurry, but it's stuff that goes back generations. That being said, if you want to look for something more narrow or specific, these are ordered in terms of time, so I think that's wrong.
Well, whatever discrepancies above. Okay.
Like, yeah, total modifier of 35 seems off to me. Like, where do you get the 35?
I added my scrutiny roll to it.
Yeah, no, just based on intelligence. So if you had more than one bit of, like if you had more than one tick of scrutiny, it would matter more. Yeah,
I do have one.
But with the plus 10, the base is plus 10. So you don't, like, it's okay, you have one more chance to get it right. Okay.
Can I want to reroll that.
Alright. Okay, you look over it, especially in the recent times. It seems that the Baron is... well, it's interesting, because the Baron's house is doing very well financially, better than his sorry state and a broken character might suggest. It's not unexceptionally so, right? But it's, you know, like, for the amount of his holdings he has, like they're working pretty efficiently. He's making a decent amount of money, and certainly more than he's spending.
Seem kind of sus.
Very.
There's just records of like, there's effectively like bank statements when you just see from month to month, and just the amount of money in the account keeps going up. Like it is sitting in the account, right? It's not going anywhere. It's just that he doesn't care to invest it or whatever. It's like, it's literally like his money is piling up and he's not spending it. Either because he does not care, or maybe he's saving for something, or maybe he's just luckier than he expected to be. Who knows? But it's like, you know, he's miserable, but his estate is doing really well.
Do we have time for one more further filing cabinet for the personnel one?
Do we?
Right now, you can sort of excuse it of like, oh, we wandered in here looking for the bathroom, but we got distracted by you know, the cool painting over there. We're so sorry. Like, you can keep going. It'll just it'll be more and more suspicious, right? The longer you keep this up.
Yeah, we could also just say leave. We have to keep leave away from the Baron for a little bit. Too much attention to one person.
You're not in his office, you... It's odd.
Well, I'm going to specifically look for through the personnel that have notes beside them with anything suspicious, like any dealers or whatever.
The personal files you haven't opened yet, but at a guess, it's probably like household, servants, etc., right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to look for suspicious stuff among his servants.
Right, because if they serve double roles, that kind of thing.
Okay. With all your bonuses, I won't make you roll to open it, because it's an auto success, Nancy. Go ahead, roll scrutiny. I'll give you a base of plus 30, Dan. And you can roll off of your base scrutiny, not intelligence.
Okay, if that's enough.
That's a failure. That's a bare failure.
Oh, it's a bare failure? Oh, yeah. Well, then I'll want to reroll.
Okay, so not rerolling? Or are you?
I do want to reroll.
Okay, go ahead. Actually, about his house finances, I will give you one question.
I'd look at what area is giving the most money, that's the most suspicious, that's not a mining operation.
That's not a mining
Anything like
operation. There's a couple of minor businesses, like he owns some shops, some basic stuff. He doesn't own any major factories. I'm gonna say he owns 3 major mines. The one that's giving the most income is one he was granted 15 years back by the planetary governor in recognition of service to the Imperium and to Cindaran, and for aid in modernizing the planetary defense forces. It seems that he spent a stint as an instructor for the Steel Guard.
Okay, I guess we can investigate that mine later.
It's literally a new mining claim which hasn't been exhausted yet.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking that they might have operations inside the mine, the cultists or whatever we got.
Well, why are you even suspecting the Baron in the first place? He's just a harmless veteran. It's like, we are at this man's house. He must be a traitor. He wouldn't take us to an innocent man's house.
Look, you don't go from guard to noble in the Imperium without any sort of corruption.
I mean, he was...
You already start as a noble, and then you turn into a high-level guard, like a general, and then you continue a noble after. There's no rising in ranks, that's heresy.
Son. He was a third son of a noble and he went into the guard. He was already nobility. It's just that, his family tragically died.
Sure.
They killed themselves with 5 bayonet stab wounds to the chest. Suicide it was. A most horrible suicide. Executed themselves with 3 shots to the back of the head. In terms of the personnel, this is very easy to tell. Everyone who serves him except the butler is a relative of a veteran of the 3rd Cindaran Infantry. They're all family members of his old regiment. And you can have 2 questions about it if you want.
Other than the obvious nepo-ness of this, I guess who gets paid the most? There might be a preferred one.
The head butler. The head butler gets paid the most. He's been with the family since the time that this guy's father was in charge. The butler is like 80 years old and favored enough and valuable enough of a servant that he's had some basic juvenile treatment to keep him going for a bit longer. He's one of those butlers that's like, is young master sure he wants to do this? I of course serve the young master, but young master's father would never have. You know? That's the kind of butler vibes you're getting, right? Like, almost like he's more in charge than the Baron.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking in the first place.
Yeah, there's some of that going on. You don't see anything nefarious in the files in terms of the butler going beyond his remit, but he's clearly a servant powerful and influential enough that he, in some sort, like, he could be considered to be as influential as a minor member of the nobility. Because, he's one of those servants, essentially. You know the kind I mean.
Guess the butler won't keep anything in that personnel drawer, obviously. He's probably smarter than that.
Like fucking Vampire the Redemption, like that traitorous Cappadocian, for those of you who remember that game. And then I shall kill my sire and rule this city as a master of death or some such crap, right? Just write down your evil plot in the, the personnel documents, why not? Yeah, Butler's also like a hereditary servant of the family. His father and his father before that served the family going back like 6 generations.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot we can scrutinize out of this.
And one last question.
Anyone got a suggestion?
Donate to charity.
Well, I guess there's no records of any of them misbehaving too much, since they're probably well behaved.
There are a couple of servants that have been let go in the past 20 years.
Вот еще срочно.
You didn't mute yourself, Matt.
Честно, я не знаю, что мне с ним делать.
Okay. I'm gonna mute him for a second. I'll unmute him when he turns his camera back on. Yes, there have been a couple, like, he had hired a veteran at one point directly, but there were discipline issues, drunkenness, grabbing strange ladies, that sort of thing. Had to be let go. Head butler wouldn't stand for it. He tried. Master wanted to hire veterans. Wasn't a thing that worked out.
Maybe that. Then maybe the butler is better than we thought. If he is running a better ship than this. Oh well, that's all I think we can squeeze out of this room. All we have the time for.
Okay, so
Ладно.
we're gonna do this
Да, спасибо.
we're gonna do this I think we're gonna put this on Leech's shoulders, honestly. Returning is a little easier than leaving. So I will give you, like, the base would have been plus 20 for returning, let's say, since you got a good roll, right? But you spent extra time in there, so we'll make it a plus 10.
Okay, silent move again, I assume.
Yeah. That's the closest to move stealthily, essentially.
Is it good enough? Do I have to reroll, or is it good enough?
Well, the Baron notices you.
What point?
As you're coming back into the main hall. I have a thing planned, I actually choose carefully.
But I mean, I'm probably gonna roll worse. I shouldn't have let down with a second roll, it was just stupid.
Alright. The Baron sees you return. You see his face light up. He almost pushes Heinrich aside, does not notice stabs. Just walks over to you, grabs your hand. My dear, oh, I've missed you. I've been reminiscing about past battles this fine evening, and I was content to let my family name die with me. But you are a fine woman, Leith. You are a very fine woman indeed. I know this is sudden, but I think you and I, we fit. We make sense for each other. Leith, will you do me the honor and be my lady wife? I can think of no finer choice than a warrior like you. Please. You will give me many children, and I will rise you up to the nobility and make you the happiest woman on Cindar. Please say yes.
That is very sudden, my lord.
I know you're a member of the Holy Orders, but I believe that your order permitted marriage to worthy candidates. I have won victories in the Emperor's service. I swear I am worthy. Please, be mine.
Okay.
You know, one of the nobles, watching from the side of the room, just starts going.
I auctioned that to Morga, and I'm not sure I can. I have done enough to...
So you're trying to explain this, and there's this applause starting to slowly swell. I will make a roll for Mogger to see if he can extract you from a sudden shift in your career prospects. I think command is the most appropriate thing.
Please tell me he's good at that.
He is good at that.
Oh boy, he's good at that. I mean, next session I will be as good as this guy.
So, you are going to the rest of these parties in the Baron's company, but he will consent to a courtship rather than a immediate engagement.
Okay, I can just change my face once we're done with the party.
A little insanity is worth being rid of this. You know, somewhere deep inside Leith, her old personality is like, oh, I've never had a man actually chase me like this.
Marriage is arranged though, right?
Well, he's arranging one right now!
He has to ask my Inquisitor for permission.
Okay, would you like to meet my dad? I mean, master. And it's like, oh. Oh, hell, fuck. I see. Okay, so eventually you extract yourself from the evening. You are kind of like the last to go because the Baron insists keeping you around as long as possible. But you're gonna make your reports. You're gonna be debriefed. The Inquisitor is gonna give orders to Leith to seduce the Baron and turn him into a pawn for the Inquisition.
I'm not educated for that!
My dear, it seems the Baron is content to do the work of getting seduced for you. You just need to play along. I'm sure you'll do fine. Just do what comes naturally.
I have like the fellowship of a psychopath.
Congratulations, Secret Agent Leith. You have your new orders. See, you know, you say that, but the Baron disagrees.
He was probably just drunk.
Maybe, but you are going to the parties on his arm now.
Oh, I guess that's fair enough.
Alright, you can discuss among yourselves. Do any additional preparations you might feel you need to.
Question: which house are we going? Okay, I'm bad at speaking today. To which house are we going next?
That of Countess Lysandra Ventris, the woman who is rumored to be engaging in occult studies and interested in psychic arts. Well, if Naxi wants to replace this character for the next arc, we know where Leith went, huh? Leith is gonna like turn this guy's life around, get him to quit drinking, start to forgive himself, then she's gonna abandon him and break him worse than ever.
I don't think I have anything to plan for the next house.
I think it'd be more of the same for my one.
Before already informing again my superior, you know, the tech priests are really weird, huh? It's like they're up to something. Are we sure that we should be like, do we have teams inspecting them? Instead of just focusing on the nobles, they might be up to, you know, they'll be the ones buying out the shit.
The Inquisitor is gonna essentially take the stance that, yeah, we'll try and look into it and gather information as we go. But, like, there's no concrete evidence that they're involved, and it's a pain in the dick that to investigate them, and, like, limited resources, right? Let's see how the other cells are doing okay, but like he has a limited amount of personnel to work with. But yeah, the news is concerning the fact that they're actually canceling contracts and that like even shop fronts are boarding up. Something is definitely happening.
Does that matches up with the time we started investigating the Red Moss and we interacted with the demon host?
interacted as very soft language for
Like,
what
they
happened
were
with the demon
acting
horse.
reclusive long before then. But them closing up shops and fucking off and canceling contracts, that's a new thing. That's happening just now.
Just like if they started closing shops before, the people at the processing plant knew that we were investigating.
That this is a
Might be
new thing,
safer.
just like the dude you met he was closing up just before the party, and canceling contracts happened maybe 2-3 days ago.
Okay, so yeah, they are probably involved, and after we discovered them, they started cutting corners and retreating to their bases.
Well, the planet decloaks and it was Secret Forge World all along. Okay, so no specific preparations.
I want a sleeping pill, just a single one.
Okay, that was 5 thrones previously, so...
Sure, I have that.
Sure, you go to the pharmacy, you buy sleepy bye-bye powder. And just in case the dragon wants... the Baron wants to... he's not a dragon. That's another campaign where people get seduced by dragons, or try to seduce dragons, or have angry dragon mothers yell at you about cat bards trying to seduce their daughters. Oh, I wish that had turned into a fight. Demi deserved to be killed for bringing his filthy self near that innocent dragon teenager.
No, he removed himself, so it's fine.
Okay, you have a singular packet of sleeping powder for emergencies. Here, my lord Baron, snore this, it will increase your virility.
I can just conceal, pour it into his drink or something if I need to get away.
Okay, so that's the preparation. All right. So this party, she's a countess. It's probably a house that's on the outskirts of the capital with an actual yard. It looks like it's kind of less thoroughly maintained, like at least like does not have a full staff of gardeners, but it's a larger house than the one previously, and the guest list is going to be larger as well, like maybe 50-60 people. It's kind of like a sprawling place, to a limited extent. Second floor is like guest rooms, and those are going to be limited to the family and the guests that are staying overnight. You're not going to be one of those. Unless, of course, you consent to stay with the Baron, because he is offered a guest room.
I don't think so.
Mauger will, of course, suggest that perhaps it would be wise to accept it would give you access to her mansion at night, and she is rumored to dabble in occult knowledge, so perhaps there is some treachery that may be discoverable here.
He wants me all allowed in
No, they all want you to just go for it and make the Baron your bitch. This is an excellent opportunity, and you, young acolyte, will not waste it.
Fine, I'll stay over.
Like, bundles the sleeping pills in her pocket. Oh, I'll stay over. Fuck you all, I'll stay over. Yeah, they have zero objection to you drugging the Baron and making him sleep through the night. It gives you greater freedoms to sneak out and access the mansion, but, And well, the Inquisitor kind of trusts your judgment up to a point. The Baron is, to an extent, it seems, a loyal or loyalish Imperial citizen. Flashing the rosette might win you the cooperation you need anyway.
I kind of don't want to just flash it immediately if I have to sleep it first.
Okay, that's interesting phrase. Sick.
What's wrong with that? Yeah, we were told to be secretive.
Okay, but you gather at the mansion, and it's probably gonna be a yard party with like a big hall being like bunch of glass windows and doors being thrown open, and it's spilling sort of onto a terrace and into the yard with like some tents set up, etc. Probably has like a honestly, there's probably like a degree of grilling going on. There's like chefs working on like massive grill stations, making fresh meat where everyone can see them prepare it, just showing off their skills, flashing knives, making cuts right on the spot. You know, just turning that into a whole show. And yeah, there is a by all rumors, a library on the second floor, but if any guests are gonna visit it, that usually is gonna happen by the personal invitation of the Countess. And this place is large enough, and there's an area where attendees can grab food separately if someone wants to send the servants away to get out from underfoot. But it's kind of up to each individual guest as long as his retinue is not extensively large, whether he wants to keep them next to him or not. Still need one person attending Maugar to not look weird, but you can all just mingle among the party goers as long as you're not making any social fuck-ups. And Leith, of course. Leith is on the Baron's arm, and honestly, like, you expected him to just send you a dress. No, he sends you like a imperial style uniform in all black without any signs of rank or distinction that is just fits perfectly and gives you complete freedom of movement.
Like, thanks, can I also have a credit card?
Like, this uniform, I'm gonna say, is in quality, is kind of quality that, like, you wouldn't look weird going to an inquisitorial event wearing something like this for no, stop. You know, if this was an inquisitorial ceremony, you would be okay wearing something like that. So you can add a good quality uniform to your inventory. And what do you guys want to do for the evening? Leith, you have the opportunity to overhear the Baron's conversation specifically, or try to steer them in a specific direction, or alternatively to try and find a moment to slip away from him to do something else. Like, you don't have to stay with him, you can try and escape.
Were either the Baron or guy invited to the library?
Not yet. This is something that's expected to happen during the evening. Like, if the Countess decides, hey, you seem to like have something cool to show you, let me show off the cool collection I have.
Okay.
I mean, I'm fine hanging around him and overhearing conversations for the first half of the evening at least.
Okay. So then, for Leith at least, it's a question of figuring out which are actually important bits of info and which are not. I'm gonna give you an awareness roll with plus 20. Because it's like a whirlwind, there's a lot of info going on around you. Then you need to filter.
Okay.
Okay. The talk of the conversation is about the rogue trader, and apparently the rogue trader has accepted the invitation of the Duchess to attend her party in person.
That's cool for bacon, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
And yeah, a lot of the talk is about the... It seems that the conquest of new worlds is going well. And it's not just guards that are that might have opportunities there, but the rogue trader might be willing to adopt some noble houses or perhaps second sons, people that are trained in the traditions of imperial nobility and know how to administer holdings, to replace the how shall we put it, sadly expired local elite of those new worlds.
Uh-huh.
Baron is like, think of it, Leith. We could leave it all behind. We could found a new dynasty on a new world in the Emperor's name.
This man shows productive lines of fancy.
Just squeezes your head. It could be a new start for both of us.
70!
Is he like 10 years in the guard, 20 as a Baron? He's like 50.
Honestly, I mean, if my cover story is true, I'm 70.
More like, well, the
Hold on.
The convent got yoked 70 years ago, so you're like 100. But like imperial medicine with the kind of juvenats you've clearly had, like you're fine.
Sure, I'll say maybe we can see what the rogue trader is like.
We'll speak to him together, my dear. I'm sure he'll want our services. 3 questions about current events. You're now talking to the nobles on equal footing because you're the prospective bride of a wealthy baron.
Lucky you.
And what kind of stuff should we...
What do you know about Heresy? Do any heresy lately?
No.
I mean, you could ask, like, you don't know how corrupt the nobility here is. It might actually, work.
I'll ask if they've noticed that the adepts of the machine code have been rather withdrawn lately.
Ah, yes, most frustrating, my dear. I required the excavation of a new mine shaft, and they quoted me a 6-month waiting period for excavation machinery that is simply unacceptable.
What are they excavating?
But from what you are able to discover, all contracts are either cancelled or for new contracts they're giving time frames of delay that are at least in the months. It seems that they have pulled the lever and stopped all business transactions. Pretty much across the board.
It's rather strange.
2 more questions? It's kind of like you're socially awkward, so you have to whisper to the Baron to, ask for you.
Yeah, kind of. Another reason not to ask, is any
Every time
heresy?
you whisper in his ear, you feel him tremble a little.
Oh my god, it's probably alcohol.
Oh yeah, he does seem to be sweating a lot, and he doesn't seem to be using his flask right now.
To withdraw then. Okay, I guess I'll ask if they think the Rogue Trader will attend our hostess at her library.
If the Baron will attend?
If the Rogue Trader will attend. I mean, it might be a pretense for the Baron to attend.
Oh, no. The Rogue Trader won't be here tonight. He'll attend the Duchess's party later in the season.
Yeah, makes sense.
My dear, if you wish to see the library, we can go and ask.
Sure, it sounds rather impressive.
Okay, so we're gonna say that the third question, or well, these two questions, the last two, you're gonna use on getting an invitation to the library, essentially.
Yeah, let's do that.
And you will be led upstairs to the red room. I mean, the library. Praise Slanesh. And what about the rest of you?
No, there is one thing they should always do and just go around with Sinise, see if there's any other psychers or any psychic items around.
Roll.
One day I'll pass the test.
And that is a rather significant failure. I assume you don't want to reroll.
I guess, yeah, that's enough for you to consider a strike, although it's just him being autistic in the corner. Yeah,
It's gonna be a strike or some kind of consequences. 3+ degrees of failure is enough to potentially cause something, I would say, depending on how generous I'm feeling the specifics of the social situation.
Don't worry, I'll get a 100 now for you to be happy.
Yes, please. Come on.
Then submit. No.
Okay. It is a less degrees of failure. Give me willpower with +40. Okay. You feel something at the edges of your mind tugging you to go somewhere, do something. But you are able to easily block out the whispers of something. But you can definitely feel something trying to influence you subtly. It's trying to sneak in.
Okay, that's bad.
What about the two of you?
I would try to find her handmaiden and ask about what kind of occult rituals do they perform.
What do you do in these so-called pillow fights with your mistress? Explain to me in great detail. Confess before the Emperor.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think this is an inquiry. I think this is a charm.
I have charm as well. Not as good at it, but still.
Yeah, I think this is charm because you're targeting a specific singular person.
Okay.
Would you like to keep this roll?
Okay, I will roll this one. My rolls today are just horrendous.
Okay, 3 degrees of success. She's gonna go like, oh, no, my mistress just likes owning rare things. She's not very religious. I mean, she goes to the cathedral on the important saint days, of course, but she doesn't really pray a great deal. Like she likes collecting rare things. That she doesn't really go in for ritual and ceremony all that much. I will give you 3 questions though.
Mm-hmm. What kind of rare things does she collect?
Oh, all kinds of rare books and philosophical scrolls, great scholars across the ages. From all over the sector, she's ordered items on the trade ships, waited for years for some of them to arrive.
Amazon in first millennium. Okay, the second question. Have you seen the contents of those books yourself?
Oh, no. I'm not allowed to take the books off their shelves. I just dust the spines for dust, that's all. You know, some of those books I'm not even allowed to dust. They're locked away in special cases to protect them. They're very rare. The mistress doesn't even open those.
And now I'm not sure if it's allowed, but I would try to ask her where she stores those books.
Oh, in the library in the back, there's these locked display cases with lead plates on top of them. She says it's to keep the dangerous humors away from the books. Lead boxes those display cases are almost. Okay, and Dan.
Alright, my turn to question the servants. I want to know if they've been saying their prayers, essentially. So I'm looking for any chants and handouts that they've been given. Mass.
Okay, so you're essentially estimate level and nature of the religious practices in this household.
Yeah. But I want to, that if I have a handout, I might be able to see if the prayers match up with what we're meant to be praying for.
Okay, make an inquiry with a, let's call it a +10. Okay, this is not a religious household. There is a chapel. It's a small one. It's maintained to like the basic standard you might expect, barely. But it's clear that it's not a priority, and there is like one priest here to see to the needs of the servants. But from what you find out, the mistress is not very engaged with the religion. Like she'll come in, say a quick prayer on those times where it's absolutely expected, but she's doing it to maintain like social appearances more than from any kind of faith. She's not a religious person. It's kind of like, your whole family is Catholic, so you go to Christmas Mass because you have to, but you don't want to. So you leave as quickly as you can. It's that sort of vibe.
Yeah, I was just essentially looking for hints of the ritual where they require more people to do the chant.
There is no specific chant. Like there's some prayer books that individual servants have. The couple of them show them to you. But they're not the same prayer books. They're like whichever individual congregation they consider themselves part of in the city, right? It's like there's a chapel, it's consecrated, you can pray to the emperor here. Of course, we are a faithful household, so we provide for your spiritual needs, but like, they're not pushing religious, they're just facilitating the basic social obligation of providing a place of worship in their, you know, in the mansion, because there's a lot of people living and working here every day.
Right, well, there's not much more information I can get from this line of questioning then.
Okay. But yeah, like, you don't find anything suspicious other than she's probably the least religious person you've met so far, and that includes the daemon hosts, the cultists, the mercenaries, whatever. Like, she just doesn't seem to give a fuck about religion in general. Like, to her, it's a social chore that's part of her station.
Right. So no fuckery with fruit chanting.
Not that you can detect, unless there's a secret basement beneath the chapel that opens to the real chapel.
I mean, do I have time to check out the chapel?
Sure. You go over it. It seems like it's been here for ages, like it's like probably one of the oldest parts of the house. It's like one of those places that could have the weight of history and grandeur and, you know, tradition to it, but it doesn't, because the owners don't really give enough of a fuck to infuse it with significance. It's just a very utilitarian place, right? It's a workroom. It's kind of like a room that fulfills a kind of function, right? You have the kitchen and you have the chapel, right? You have to have a chapel and you have to have a kitchen. It's there to fulfill a basic need, and that's it. It's kind of basic, right? It's like a carefully maintained stone room with mostly bare walls, a large aquila on one wall that you can pray to, and an altar and a couple of benches, right? And that's about it. It's, pretty bare bones, essentially.
Nothing weird.
They're not a fanatic. We found a person that doesn't give a fuck about religion in 40k called Inquisition!
Must be in a different room.
Okay. Then you can meet up and exchange information and arrange plans for how to continue. You get informed that Jeremiah senses something trying to call to him, and Leith informs that in like 10-15 minutes she will join the Countess in the library along with the noble Baron, who is sweating an awful lot and keeps almost half absent-mindedly reaching towards his coat pocket before realizing that the flask isn't with him and letting his hand drop.
He just on purpose didn't bring it?
He's turning his life around, Leith! He has a reason to live now, instead of drinking himself to death.
Unbelievable.
I warned you. You should have taken the reroll.
Everything just was.
Listen, I'm doing you a favor. I'm giving you a willing ally. Okay, how do you wish to proceed? What's the plan?
I think we should study those suspicious books in the library.
You might be able to maybe bring one person along, Leith, by going to the Baron being like, oh, my friend from Augur's retinue always wanted to see some rare texts, that sort of thing, but one is probably all you can bring.
Okay, I can bring one of you who can read along or can sense if it's psychic or something, I don't know. Whatever you think is more insightful.
Do senescence. I have senescence and only lore warp, forbidden lore. That is. Don't have any occult. One day I will pass a senescence test, right? What are the probability to fail all of them?
Yes. What is the probability?
Could be the day.
So the Psyker?
I don't know, whoever of them thinks they will have the most insight and goals.
I can just read it but not understand it properly.
8 is the holy number, and it is to the 8 that you will pray when you spill blood, and 8 skulls will you place at his feet as a sign of your fate.
I don't think it does sound like kind of strange.
I mean, if you're gonna actually get access to some of those rarer texts, then the Psyker's probably most well equipped to find things out from looking at them. That being said, the priest is probably the most well armored against corruption.
How exactly? I don't have any skills against corruption.
You're a man of faith, the Emperor will surely protect you.
No, bring a Psyker.
Okay. I think animals are armored because I can't read.
Wow, I need to take your priestly robes away after that. It's like, trust in the Emperor to his protection, you're a man of faith. Nah, send the Psyker. Okay, motherfucker. I see how much you trust the Emperor. Okay, so the Psyker goes. And you two will have the opportunity to provide support from afar or continue downstairs. You do have microbeads, keep in mind. Leads might be in her pocket for the most part, because it's like, you know, it would look a bit weird, but Jeremiah will certainly have his in. And yeah, do you want to position yourselves to try and rush in or aid the two of them in some way? Or do you want to continue questioning downstairs, guys? What's the plan?
I think I'll hang out nearby somewhere, but with my microbeard on.
Bottom of the stairs, okay. This will determine how many turns away you're gonna be if something pops off in the library for whatever reason.
I think we should be as close to the library as possible.
Okay, so you're just chatting among yourselves at the bottom of the stairs. We're gonna say that it's gonna be 2 rounds away from it's gonna take you 2 rounds at a full run to get to the library. 1 to get up the big ass stairs to the 2nd floor, and 1 to run down the hallway and through the doors into the library. And I think we can actually use this picture for this particular party. I think it's appropriate. Right. So you head to the library. There's like maybe 10-12 people here all told. It's not a large gathering. Most people don't give a fuck, and so there's like the Baron, maybe 2 other nobles, the Countess, and like a couple people from various retinues. And maybe 5 minutes after they have gone up, you see like a couple of servants just like sort of running. They clearly been exerting themselves, and you just see them start to like, they're not yelling it, but they're not hiding their voices, and they're starting to spread the news, so you quickly overhear it. They're telling their masters that the Mechanicus are fighting each other in the streets, and like half the capital has firefights all over. There's combat servitors gunning tech acolytes down right in the open.
Cool.
Guys, I was absent for 1 minute, and you somehow managed to get from we're going to library, entire city is on fire.
The tech priests are killing each other.
Why?
You don't know. They're tech priests. They probably have a very good reason. Execute Order 66.
They are probably like just trying to figure out if they should use a least bit significant system or a higher bit significant system.
There does seem to be some political disagreement as to the way things should be run. But yes, half the capital has like apparently like half the capital has a bunch of firefights in the streets with tech priests setting their combat servitors on each other. Meanwhile, you are upstairs, and there's like polite conversation happening. The Countess is showing books. And keep in mind, this isn't necessarily heretical on its own. The Imperium has a lot of superstition. It used the Imperial Tarot and a lot of symbology. She's going over and showing various works of significance about interpreting the Imperial Tarot, the symbols from various planets, how they relate to the Emperor and his saints, and, essentially showing off her collection of esoteric knowledge. If this was the modern day, she would be essentially someone who collects New Age literature as a hobby, as a collection. And maybe after like 15 minutes, like she's gonna leave the the group to talk among themselves, offer some refreshments while one of the servants pulls her aside to whisper something in her ear, and then she's gonna come over to Jeremiah. Sir, my servant couldn't help but notice that you seem to have a certain talents. Perhaps you would be willing to come with me and sit by the window, and you could tell me more about your experiences.
Right, if the lady wishes.
She's careful to keep a polite distance, but just gonna offer you some coffee at night, like a degenerate noble.
What do you mean? Like, it's normal to drink coffee at night.
Sure. There must be some leftover Portuguese bullshit in your bloodline speaking. He's just gonna do the sip, look over the rim at you. I was not aware the good Baron was interested in employing a man of your talents. I must say, I'm rather surprised to find you here in his company.
He's a man of good influence and good character. Of course, he would hire someone of my specialty. It's very important to have.
Oh, my dear, I don't mean to malign your employer, but everyone knows he's a broken man and a drunkard.
Oh, I think there is a misunderstanding. I'm not with. I was just with a former colleague and her future husband. My lord is another of the ones invited to this party.
Ah. Oh, my apologies, I did not realize. Yes, I was curious to see her here. It is strange to see someone with so little social grace with a member of the nobility, I must admit. But no counting foretaste. I do hear that the guard do strange things to each other when they are on deployment. Perhaps his tastes have changed during his service to the Emperor.
I can't comment on that or general behaviors of people I don't know.
Of course, of course. Please tell me of your training. Did it focus heavily on the Emperor's tarot as a tool for your talents?
This is the sort of thing that I'm not to disclose without knowing the reasons. Just hypothetical. You're not keeping someone untrained
I am
around,
not.
are you?
Well, I have my trained Imperial Psyker. A lady of my station needs protection. You understand, of course. But it's merely an academic curiosity. I've been tested 3 times so far. I have apparently no touch of the talent, and she says it talent as with a capital T, myself. And such a shame, but well, I learn what I can. But yes, alas, I am not a practitioner. I lack the gift. The Emperor did not grace me with it.
Oh, it has its not having it. It has its good sides. The training is very harsh, and many fail.
Yes, the price we must sometimes pay for greatness, I understand. And my own employed psyker said much the same thing. He has been strangely reluctant to discuss his experience. Tell me, do you shave your head, or is that a side effect of your conditioning?
You can.
I noticed that you have no eyebrows either. That must have happened on Terra. What was it like?
I would be willing to share such an experience, and believe me, it is a great one. If you are willing to comment about the books on your library,
Of course, please.
I heard
Ask
a lot
away.
about them.
I would be a poor hostess if I did not offer something in exchange for your experiences. Please.
Okay, that's fair. And as one of lower station, I can tell you this. It's everywhere, and I was very blessed.
Everywhere.
Few have this opportunity, but I was able to see the light of the Emperor himself in all his glory. It was such greatness that all the hair of my body couldn't be there. It would be too dirty to exist on his presence.
You just see her just stunned, breathing deeply with that sort of excited look in her eye. Oh dear, all over, you say? Every day I wish more and more I had been blessed with this talent, to have stood before the golden throne, to have seen his light. Curse the cruel fates that robbed me of such glory.
Oh,
but please, you
there
wanted
are-
to ask about my books.
Yes, I heard a lot about your collection. Do you have anything special on it?
Oh, I have a great many special works. I have a collection of the Psalms of the Emperor dating back 1500 years from Scintilla. Perhaps you would like to see it. It is gilded in the most exquisite way. Come, come.
Oh no.
We will put on some gloves and I will let you turn the pages if you promise to be careful.
Okay.
Yeah, she just gives you like a pair of like very fine librarian's gloves to protect the book. You must be very gentle. The parchment is quite dry after all this time. Turn it very gently. Here, I will hold the cover in place for you. She puts on a pair of gloves as well.
Okay. So she brings to the part of the library with is more restrictive, right?
I would say yes, but it's not one of the lead-lined
Okay, yeah,
stands.
yeah, I was going to say, like, can I see the ones with the lead?
Oh, those must never be opened.
No, out of character, like, are they in my field of view?
They are
or
in your field of view. You are close enough to Sinisians, 100%.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Let's go sign instance.
You can take a +20 to this. It wants to be seen. You know, there's like 3 lead-lined stands, 2 at the window, 1 little off to the side, and then across, like... It's a set of 6. 3 of them are glass, 3 of them are lead. You're standing on the furthest one from the window on the left side. The one right by the window on the left side, it's calling to you. It's telling you that you could be so much more. You just need to open the covers, and it will tell you, it will teach you. You could live up to your full potential. You glance. I'm gonna presume that you at least glance in that direction. She's gonna glance as well. She's just gonna shake her head. Those must never be opened. My ancestors, they are rare works. I don't have the heart to destroy them, but they are rumored to be dangerous. So I keep them locked away, just in case.
Ah, fuck, I don't have, what's the name of the thing, scrutiny, so...
Yeah, she dances naked, hugging the book in the middle of the night. You caught her.
Right decision.
Wait,
It might.
Do you sense something? Is the Emperor speaking to you, my friend?
No. But if something is stored with such amount of material, it's probably something dangerous that should not be messed with.
You're already drafting the report to the Inquisitor in your mind.
Oh. The draft was already there when it was noticed. Oh yeah, she has some books with lead. In lead boxes. It was already made the draft.
Mm-hmm.
But let's focus on the rarities we can actually do. It is indeed a fine book you have here.
Yes, of course. you see this gilding was touched up 8 centuries ago. From the Macabus Quintus Acolytes came from the Holy Orders to specially illustrate a team of 12 it was. The gold leaf was anointed with holy salt and thrice blessed water before being placed, you see, to maintain the purity and holiness of the book. Smell the parchment, you can feel the Emperor's presence in the pages. And well, this is happening, and while Bacon is being seduced so someone can have psychic children, Leith, what are you doing?
You see him? He's dried up.
Yeah, sadly for her, I'm going to castrate myself with the XP I have.
I have realized the dangers, Inquisitor. I need the good chemicals. So, Leith, what do?
I mean, I can't really read either.
You can't read. You are in the middle of the discussion among nobles, and the Baron is talking about his plans for his new prospective bride and how he's considering whether to continue, with starting a family here, or whether he will seek his fortune among the new worlds in the Coronis Expanse and try and rise in station. After all, he's a military man, and the rogue trader values such men. There could be great opportunity for him and his new family. You could be like a military power couple in his mind, you see.
You should worry about getting rid of his addiction first.
Well, he's not drinking tonight. You haven't seen him drink any alcohol yet. No, he's just throwing back cup after cup of black coffee.
He's just replacing one thing with another.
Listen, alcohol withdrawal after 20 years is a rough business. He needs something, okay? Don't judge him, you always nag at him!
I'm not nagging at him. I admire
the nag has had a tough day, let him relax in the evening, woman!
I guess I can't smoke in here because it's a library.
Yes, smoking in here would be very bad. You can see like vents in the ceiling where there's a reasonably sophisticated climate control for this entire room installed.
Makes sense.
But you can roll awareness again if you want to.
Yeah, I'll do that. Flat.
This is the select group. I'll give you a plus 30.
I might reroll that.
Will you? Hour left in the session.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to have 3 degrees of failure.
Yeah, with 3 degrees, I would make. Honestly, I would make you reveal that you don't know how to read.
I'm not gonna reveal that.
Suspicious because, well, like, why are you in this fucking library? You asked to be here.
You go, it's a success.
They do briefly mention a new fad that relates to, symbols of fate sweeping the men enlisting for the Imperial Guard and fighting men of all kinds in the city. Current and ex. And those just joining up.
What kind of fail?
They just brush it off. It's like, who cares what the lower ranks do? But there's something going on.
Strange.
Indeed. And then the servants bring news that, the Mechanicus are apparently engaging in a civil war, and the party upstairs moved to rejoin downstairs, and you can discuss among yourselves. I would say that you would have had like maybe 25-30 minutes downstairs. Is there something you think you could reasonably accomplish in that time while being ready to rush to the aid of the others? Keep in mind that you are essentially patrolling near the staircase. Like, I would say that probably not, but if you can think of something, I will offer you a chance to roll.
How about I'm listening so hard I might be overhearing some other conversations.
Okay, I will give you a flat awareness roll, and this will depend upon luck roll for, because you can't freely search out conversations, right?
Yeah, I might find something else.
Yeah, you look like a cop again. Which is fine, you're here as a guard, but it is suspicious because you look really alert and really tense. Even before those show up. And, Hendrik, is there something you would like to attempt?
I would attempt to...
Keep in mind, you are on guard, effectively, in case a Damon crawls out of a book upstairs.
There's nothing smart, but... Okay, I would find someone nearby and ask about layout of the library.
Okay. You can attempt that. I won't step up a layer from being really stupid, but I am a kind GM, so I will warn you. That's sus as fuck.
Oops. Okay, that is sus as fuck. We don't need that. So what else can we do?
I mean, you don't have to, like, this is, if you can think of something that's worth attempting while you're restricted to being ready to rush to their aid.
Nothing.
Okay. Then you regather downstairs and report your findings. Mauger is gonna pull all of you aside. Okay, that Mechanicus business is probably a big deal. There's nothing we can do about it right now. Don't know how it's gonna affect our direct task. So, here's what I'm thinking. He lowers his voice. That book upstairs needs to be destroyed. We need to do it either now or we need to return later and do it. If you can think of a way to destroy it with reasonable chances of success, you may proceed on my authority.
I don't think it's a good idea to do it now. Whatever it is that, it is a big issue, and just trying to do in an improvised and hushed manner, we either come out right now as agents and try to destroy it, or we have the other team to come in a later date and do an operation in a more safe situation. Because if something goes wrong and there's something in the book that goes away,
Jeremiah,
it's a danger to us.
But okay.
I know
the Inquisitor has a total of 4 teams left. You're one of them. And they're busy chasing our target. We are stretched thin.
So, guys, I have a plan. So, here's what we can do. We can bring a gunship, and we can fire the gunship at the point where the book is.
There are constant air patrols over the capital now. they tied the destruction of your previous safe house to the gunship. There is constant aviation sweeps. I doubt the Inquisitor will risk the gunship on an attack on Noble's residence like that. We might need that to get off world.
So, Jeremiah has seen the lead casing. How waterproof does it look from a glance?
It's well protected. I think the safest way of doing it would be me approaching the lady again. She seems very impressionable and appears to be very loyal, although a bit weird. So if I say that I'm with the Inquisition, having kept that book closed and under guard was the smartest decision, and she did a great thing for the Emperor, she would probably cooperate with us.
Uh-huh.
And she seems like
the others did not get a high, necessarily in the Imperial understanding of it, perception of her loyalty, because she's not very faithful at the same time.
And she's also very good, if you can get her, like convince her to work or threaten or anything you think. Her willingness of wanting to be a psyker, it's clear. And if she already doesn't know anything about the Blood Moss, its power, she can be a very reasonable person to act as Orbate, asking around in her circles and trying to get it. It's already pre-established that she's into that shit.
Oh, you want to use her as an agent to try and infiltrate any cult?
Okay. She can be a bait, and we have her possessing material that should probably get her executed.
That sounds like a plan. Fuck the gunship idea, Heinrich. That's a brain-dead move. Team, find a way to reach the Countess and talk to her in private. Reveal to her who you are and enlist her. Charm her, threaten her, whatever you think works in the situation. We can make excellent use of her, and having an outright ally in the nobility would be very useful. A second outright ally, I should say. Good job, Leith.
Thank you.
Alright. Now, I think I should go and make concerned noises about how superior our faith is and how we would never turn on each other because we worship the Emperor rather than the strange religion of the machine cult.
I don't have lore ecclesiarchy to actually on him.
The Emperor bless your efforts. And he will head into the crowd. And you immediately see him expansive hand gestures and this is why our faith is the superior one. Look at those fools. So, new mission objective. Bring the Countess on side. Make her a agent of the Inquisition.
I think it's my job. I have charm skill.
You can take the lead if you wish.
I just need to get her into a private meeting and you can be there.
Okay. So, what's the plan for getting her in private?
I would just try to approach her if she's available with not talking with many people, preferably her
She's
servant.
kind of in the middle of the crowd. There's a lot of arguing going on because, like, okay, some sort of civil war popped off. Everyone's like, rabble, rabble, rabble. That's why it's a challenge to pull her away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, like, yeah, like you're a psyker, she's interested in you. Like it wouldn't be difficult. You would just have to ask, right?
I guess it could go for with one of her servants. That would be more appropriate to approach her.
Okay. And just use her servant to pass a request for a private meeting?
Yes, like I would tell her servant to tell her that the man she was showing her special books had a talk with his lord, and he was relieved from his servers for a while to properly talk with her about his experience that she's wanted to know so much about.
Okay. Give me a fellowship roll.
Okay, so it is with the -5. I will fail, obviously.
I'll give you...
No,
Never
I
mind.
didn't.
Okay.
Somehow I didn't.
The servant just eyes you up and down for a bit and just like... Oh, very well, my lord. He's gonna go to his mistress, catch a moment when she's not busy, see him talking to her. It's just you see her. She has that harried look on her face, like she just has a bunch of crap getting dumped on her head all at once. She just nods, like. And it's gonna send back a message that like the mistress is currently busy, but like if it's important, she will spare you 15 minutes in maybe an hour.
That would be perfect.
He's just gonna pass the message back, and you just see her give a tired nod.
Yes, I need to negotiate this out of character. Do we tell her that we are the Inquisition?
Mauger
Yes, that's
said
the
to,
plan.
yeah, like, and just straight up enlist her. Either charm or threaten her.
As you will be the one doing, just you have to tell her that she did a good job keeping that book safe, and with considering her dedication to the emperor that Jeremiah noticed, we believe that she would be perfect with to work with us for the greater of the Imperium and doing the emperor's will. I think that's the thing we should use to try to get her.
Okay. Then a little bit more news comes in. Apparently, some of the Imperial fighters, like there's images from orbit that have apparently been pulled down. There's Imperial fighters try to do a flyover the Mechanicus Enclave. They're enforcing a no-fly zone. Like 2 Imperial fighters got shot down by Mechanicus turrets and missile defense around their city. But from orbit, there's flashes of light all across their enclave. They have bombs and bigger guns going off there than just the small shit And apparently this kind of crap is starting to happen all over the planet wherever the Mechanicus have gathered. That there seems to be some sort of a disagreement, more or less right down the middle of their local organization. But the Countess just finds you in the crowd and she just sort of gestures with a glance to upstairs and starts climbing the stairs. You see the psyker that was with her climb alongside her.
Okay. Well, I have my sword for emergencies and for fearful aura.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna go into an office. You follow in alongside her. Someone's laid out, probably at this point in the night, some fruit juice and few chairs. Probably like some sort of pastries in case you're still hungry. You know, as you do in a noble household. Some of the servants did their actual job. She sits down, he sort of slumps in the chair. Oh, what an exhausting mess this evening has turned into. Alright, what is it? What is so important? Please sit.
Okay, I sit, I look at
Don't
and
mind Henrietta, she's here just in case.
I think it's my time to answer.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. First of all, I will take my Inquisition badge, show it to her, and address myself. I am Heinrich von Lin, Acolyte of the Holy Inquisition.
Jeremiah found... takes his one.
What? Okay, I'll continue. I've seen your dedication to the now I need to mistake Imperial Creed or something.
Yeah.
To the Imperial Creed by keeping those books shut and out of people's hands. But I want you to join our organization.
What?
No worry, darling. You will be fine. I think it's a charm.
Alright, give me a charm with a -10.
I will roll this one.
You have 8 points left?
Just one.
Okay.
Yes.
He just laughs. Darling, I am a countess. My bloodline goes back 1,000 years. An inquisitorial acolyte you might be, but I am not your darling, boy.
I just light interruption, so you are aware. You were in possession of extremely forbidden, dangerous materials that could have your entire house executed and forgotten forever. We are actually impressed that you managed to keep it safe and are willing to have your cooperation. Or do you want the opposite?
There was something off about your alleged master. I'll give you that, so I'm willing to entertain this whatever this is as maybe being genuine, but I am not convinced that you are who you say you are. You're going to need to prove it. And what is it exactly that you want from me? Because let me tell you, I feel fine serving the Emperor right where I am, running the family mines. I have little desire to go gallivanting off-world or wherever in the Inquisition service.
Don't worry, we just need small help with something here. And first thing we actually need is to have that book safely extracted and destroyed.
I want to barter with her. Sorta. It's a bit of a gunboat diplomacy. So I am bad with words, so I'm explaining what I'm trying to achieve, and then I'm trying to save words.
Okay. So you want to sort of lean on her, right? Like just impress that this could go very, like a subtle threat, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You're in possession of the heretic material with the demonic presence in it.
What? No, I'm not.
We already found it.
Which of my books is supposed to be demonic? The Almanac of Imperial Prayers? Perhaps the instruction manual on Imperial Tarot that every world uses?
I say the exact shelf with the lead lining book that whispered in my mind.
I say that book that Psyker said.
No, it's just, what do you know?
Are you out of your mind? Do you want to argue with Inquisition? Do you know what Inquisition does?
If you're Inquisition, I am an Imperial Countess, and all you've shown me is a badge that could easily be faked. Now, maybe
I have an idea.
Maybe you're for real. Maybe. But hold the fuck up. You come in here, threaten my life, my family line, over what? A book that hasn't been opened for 50 years?
So it was open.
I think we can arrange your meeting with Inquisitor.
You know what? Yes, please, do arrange my meeting with your Inquisitor. I would rather talk to him than his underlings, because I don't think we're getting anywhere here.
I call Inquisitor and tell him
Okay, how do you call him? Your microbeat has a range of 1,000 meters.
Yeah, we don't.
Or 1,000 meters.
Honestly, I just I try to say like I'm talking to him, but obviously to get her attention as well. I think we really have to call him, tell that is not willing to cooperate. We'll get the entire squad. It's a pity. I actually saw that potential. Now looking at her, you could actually help us, but you even said the book was open. Really, I'm sad for your family.
You come in here with these bizarre threats. I haven't done anything wrong. You said so yourself. And you come in here talking
No, I was lying
to
try to get you to work with us. I was trying to be polite, sorry. Clearly, we should have gone with the proper, more traditional answer of arresting you because you have illegal material.
Perhaps we should start over. I will need to confirm your identity. Which means that I will... Oh, I don't even know how this works. I'm going to need to find out. But I believe I will need access to an astropath. And I will need your badge number.
Yeah, out of character, we would know because we are instructed to use. How are they validated, the badges?
They have encryption and they recognize each other usually for Inquisition. The big imperial organizations have local cogitator systems that have records for verifying them. The surest way to verify them is via astropathic message to the Calixian Conclave. They'll have records of all Inquisitors operating in the area, and they'll be able to say, yes, these checksums and codes match up, and this appears to be genuine. So, like, she's talking about going to the Central Bureau straight up, and that's probably kind of like a delay of 2 weeks, effectively. One for the message to reach Scintilla, one for it to get back. So, like, she'll be absolutely sure you are who you say you are, but it does mean a delay of 2 weeks if you go with that route.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I kind of think you're probably who you say you are. I doubt you would be this abrasively arrogant if you weren't. All right. You've kind of been... You have been polite as far as your organization goes. Now, as far as me serving you, yeah, no, I'm going to want to verify your identity, but alright, I'll give you this. Somehow, in my heart of hearts, I knew that book should probably be destroyed. So I will let you burn the book. But helping you with whatever business you're about, you're going to have to prove conclusively who you are.
That's perfectly fine for the business we are willing to
We
wait
can
some
do it.
time. The priority is the book.
She pulls off a signet ring from her finger, reaches in around her neck, unclasps a fine chain with a key on it, puts both on the table, and slides them across.
Now, who opened the book?
I don't know what you're talking about. Whoever it was took one brief glance and they realized the book was bad news and never opened it again.
Good.
I don't want to see you hurting the books. The key will open the library and the case. Just go, do it. I don't want to look. Show the signet to my servants. They'll know you're on my business.
Okay. Well, Henrik, if you can try to get the book, I don't want to be too close to it. Don't open the... Just
Okay, I will...
if possible, remove the lead box itself. Don't try to just open it.
That actually, we can burn it inside of a lead box.
Please, the smoke will harm the other books. Take it outside.
No.
No. I mean,
Out of
we take
character.
the lead. We take the lead box outside.
The lead box, it looked like that was secured to the floor on a metal pillar. Just so that nobody carries off the valuable book with a whole display case.
Okay, so...
Okay.
So...
So
we need
you have to
another
pull out the
letter.
display case and carry it outside, yes.
Yes,
We need
I have
another
to open the
letter
case
box.
and carry it outside.
Like, honestly, lead has no special properties unless it has hexagrammatic words on it. It probably wasn't actually shielded. Physically touching it would be worse, but it wasn't really contained. The lead is against radiation, not the warp. Someone fucked up with that one.
No, lead is against works with magic.
Yeah,
sure it does. Sure it does.
Guys, I need to make an important note. While carrying the book, I will be constantly praying.
Also, don't directly touch it. Like, wear gloves and try to a bunch of
Yes,
in your hand.
I will do this as well.
Yes.
Okay, so you take some of the gloves. Everyone stands back. Jeremiah in particular, you unlock.
No, I'll be furthest away possible, next to the noble, because she is under watch.
Oh, she doesn't want to watch. You can stay in the room with her to make sure she doesn't do anything sus until the book is gone. Okay, so the three of you go in. The shadows seem to ominously lengthen, or perhaps it's your imagination as you approach the lectern. Just put in the key. Click. There's a smell of old dust as you open the cover. The book with blackened pages waits for you. The 8-pointed star on the cover, seeming to draw the eye with its jagged edges. You reach out to pick it up. The hand slips, the book falls open. For a moment, your eyes land upon the words, herein is great power contained, reach out and claim it. Slam it shut. The Emperor on his golden throne be hallowed thy name. Your light protect us, your glory guide us. Just carefully pick it up in both hands, hold it at arm's length. Okay. You take it out of the library, carry it downstairs. Out through... How do you take it out? Because the first floor is still has a lot of people on it. What's the plan? Like, you have the blessings of the mistress of the house. You can throw it on one of the charcoal grills and turn it into so much greasy smoke if you want.
Is there a back entrance to the house that we could
Stop.
leave through?
I have an idea. We don't have to exit the house at all. We'll just throw it into the... how to call those things where you burn wood usually?
Like a
Fireplace.
stove, an oven?
Mm.
Yeah, you could get to the kitchen.
I think he's thinking a fireplace, like.
Yeah, fireplace.
Yeah, there's a couple of fireplaces, like probably a couple in the guest rooms. You could try and enter one of the guest rooms.
I would go with it to the guest room, throw it into a fireplace, lit the fire, and burn it.
Okay. Give me a willpower roll, plus 20, as you are placing it in the fireplace.
Oh boy, my willpower is low. Where is it? Gamble, inquiry, scrutiny, swim.
It's a characteristic.
Yeah.
A characteristic in the middle. Second to last one.
Stubbs and Lead watch as Kendrick kneels down, puts the book on the wood that has been prepared for Noble's files, sort of pressing it down to be on top of it, and stops. And you see one hand start to slowly drift towards the cover, ever so slowly.
Pull him away.
Eek. Restrain him.
Okay. Who wishes to attempt to destroy the book? It sits on top of the kindling, but it has not been ignited. Heinrich, think about it. You might not have been born with the gift, but has not the Emperor blessed men with many talents? Are men not...
This is heretical shit.
Do men not glory the Emperor with their works? Is the achievement by your own hands and knowledge not worth more than simply being given a thing?
I'll try and set it on fire.
Okay.
My character is a priest. He's a fanatic. He don't care about such stuff.
Right now you do. Right now you're thinking about how much you could do if you could terrify enemies the way Jeremiah can. How they would flee before the Emperor's wrath, carried by you.
To be fair, in character, my character thinks about something else.
Right now you are thinking about that in character. That is the nature of chaos. It creeps into your mind and it whispers, it corrupts. It might not be in your nature, but right now that is what's going through Heinrich's head. Thoughts of the glory of what he could do if he claimed the One Ring, the book of sorcery, and made it his own. So, Lee, describe how you destroy the book.
What do we have for setting stuff on fire? I can just light a match or something, put some accelerant on it, I don't know.
There's some kindling and matches. There isn't any accelerant because making a guest's room smell of promethium would be kind of sucky.
Sure, I mean, it's sort of paper and it should burn reasonably well.
Okay, so you move to strike a match. Give me a willpower roll with +10.
Okay, I have Imperial Conditioning, which gives +10 to willpower rolls to resist control. Would that apply?
Absolutely. Okay. So for a brief moment, the book makes Leith remember her past self. And there's just this moment of fate. Nah, not this shit again. Strikes a match, tosses it in. I'm done with that. I have a new life now. And then you forget. Except that you remember that there was something to forget.
Don't worry, that memory will go away when you are on the arms of your new husband.
Don't think so.
Oh. At least you don't have a unicorn trying to protect your virtue.
I kind of wish I had one.
Okay. The fire lights. The book seems to refuse to burn for a long moment until wisps of black, greasy smoke, almost like fat was burning, start curling off of it, and the room starts to stink. And then it's just this billowing cloud of black, greasy smoke. The chimney is not enough to suck it all up. It starts to fill the room. It gets in, it goes in the back of your throat. It's like meat getting burned.
Oh.
Like when you leave something on the grill far too long and it's that black smoke, except it's thicker and there's more of it.
Let's open the windows, I can't.
This room doesn't have windows, it's an interior room.
Jeez.
You see multicolored flames just flicker across the book. And
I'll put on
the respirator.
Yeah.
You coming to a place like this with a gas mask would be weird. I'm gonna say you don't have one. Fuck you.
I pour some water over part of my uniform and try and put that over my mouth.
Absolutely. So, this probably won't come into it. Roll toughness. On fail, take 1 point of fatigue. Those of you who are in the room.
That is a failure, unfortunately.
Not even close.
Okay, So yes, you're all just choking on the smoke, but you feel like a weight that was trying to push on you, lifting.
Question: where do you put fatigue points?
It was somewhere next to health, I think.
Wounds, brain points, insanity, corruption.
There's no space for it on the character sheet. I
that
think.
doesn't seem to be.
No, that's retarded. It's the most
Just note
important
down.
thing.
Just note down like corruption or madness. Use it. It's close to wounds, so visible.
Okay. Those of you who were... Okay, Bacon succeeded against the original Whisperers and he never actually saw it, so no corruption points for him. 1d5 for Heinrich, 1 each for the other two, because you... While you saw it, you either never interacted with it or you resisted its efforts.
So 3 corruption points for me.
Mm-hmm. Let me know if you pass a threshold.
I have 6 corruption points right now.
Okay. You wanted that book for a moment there. You wanted it. And that desire, that feeling that you lost an opportunity, it refuses to go away. It's part of you now. Some part of you wants it. So, I think this is a good place to end it. The Inquisitor will probably just visit the Countess in person, because that's probably the easiest way to confirm her without the astropaths, which the planetary governor controls, knowing about this whole thing. He will actually put a minor commendation in your permanent records. Unlike the last time when you revealed that you're an Imperial Psyker, this time he feels that you did good. You seized an opportunity in a quick and efficient manner and destroyed a dangerous artifact in the process.
Hold up. You did say corruption, and I just hit 10.
Ah, excellent. Then we need to open the thing and take a look at the malignancy tables and how to roll for it.
If you're lucky, you get fish hands. Like an entire fish as a hand.
Fuck you, fish mouth boy. Where is the malignancy test?
239.
Yes, and it's flat willpower. Let's see if you manifest signs of corruption upon your body.
What do I roll?
Willpower.
Chain axe you would need to find. Are any of these things ahead of your rank?
I just reached only fearless, but we already discussed that it will cost 200 for me.
Yeah, an extra 100 above what it would normally cost.
Yes.
Okay, if you have enough XP saved for all of it, absolutely. Okay, so it does not manifest, but that book, there are great powers in this universe, and you are doing things the slow way, the hard way, the human way. But there's a thought growing in your mind that there is an easier way to face all these challenges. Somewhere, somehow, you said no today, you'll say no tomorrow, but someday you might say yes, because there's only so much a person can endure before their strength runs out.
Added a note to my sheet.
Alright, so at 200 XP, once again. How do you feel about the progress of this investigation, and what do you think are the most important pieces of information or interaction you've had in this session? Starting with Dan.
Well, we're back on track a little bit, I guess. Making allies? I wasn't expecting that, really. To be honest, I thought we were going to find a whole bunch of degenerate stuff.
I mean, in theory, you found a chaos book.
I meant ritual-like stuff.
You expected her to be licking its pages and just smearing human blood on the walls, I know.
Yeah. Some Sabat shit.
I mean, like, well, you actually preemptively destroyed a landmine that could have destroyed this world 100 years later, right?
Right.
So arguably it's even better, you know? Okay, Naxi. And what do you think about the investigation and its progress?
I think we're making a pretty decent strides, aside from how I may feel about them personally.
Yeah, it's not you striding that he wants. Okay, Matt.
My character is pissed that the demonic shit, like those demon hosts, demons, etc., charged him, make him piss his pants, and make him disengage in 2 turns. He absolutely hates those guys. So he tries really hard to learn how to fight in melee. Out of character. That's why I bought all of those skills instead of social ones.
No, absolutely.
Now he wants to know how to get himself a chain axe. Because he has 544 thrones, which is more than enough. Like,
yes, you will need to roll inquiry to find one in the capital. You'll have a chance before the next party to make an attempt to find one.
Okay.
But the investigation itself, other than hating all these demonic assholes that are now like whispering in your mind, promising you glory with just a bit of dark sorcery.
No, it's just kind of pointless. People just work properly, don't do any demonic shit, and etc.
You dare question the wisdom of the Camarilla! I need to include at least one elder who is like, what is this Camarilla? Well, I need one of each to complete the meme, right? One who explains gently, one who yells at you, and one who doesn't know what the fuck you're even talking about. Alright, Bacon, how does Jeremiah or you feel about the progress you're making?
Honestly, progress is a bit slow, but maybe if we investigated tech priests before, it's not the first time I said there's something wrong with them, maybe we should be looking at them. But whatever. Jeremiah feels happy that he managed to figure out an actual danger and destroy it and not be corrupted by it. Like, the best decision he ever made was to not be there when it was destroyed, because he knows he would do something stupid. He's a psyker. Psykers always do something stupid.
I would have given you a heftier bonus because you already resisted and noticed its whispers.
But on his mind, like, no, did the right thing. I feel accomplished. I destroyed something bad. I resisted it. I just need to try it again and never fall to temptation.
Mm-hmm. Wonder how corrupt Henrietta the Psyker is.
Oh, I think it's up to the Inquisitor to figure out who of this house should be put down or not.
Innocence proves nothing. Rogue Trader, if you would oblige me with an orbital strike. Okay, and any thoughts in character or out that you want to share on top of that, Dan?
I mean, me and my character are both of one mind for what I said. You know, surprised about the allies and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, she's probably not going to be much use beyond the confines of this world.
Although I'll elaborate that now he definitely would have be tempted by power. That's what I've written down on my sheet.
Okay. Leith, perhaps the Inquisition isn't the place for you. New possibilities have opened your life, perhaps to reclaim something you lost long ago and don't remember.
I think I enjoy killing too much.
This isn't Malfian nobility. There is not enough blood sport among the nobles here.
So why would I want to go into the provinces? Like,
fucking backwater!
set us some swamp world with mosquitoes I don't want out.
Okay. So you don't want to go to Corona's Expanse and found a dynasty to last 1,000 years?
It's more likely it will be wiped out before then.
Surely not under the Rogue Trader's protection. But okay, so Leith is deeply uninterested in what is going on and she's just following orders.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really... Like, he's a hard sell, even to me.
Okay. Matt, anything else you want to add? In character
just
or out?
Out of character. There is one big problem.
Mm-hmm.
I play social characters and I have no idea how to be social.
Honey, we're gonna play Vampire the Masquerade next. You'll learn. You might go 3 or 4 characters in 12 sessions, but you will learn, and you will learn quickly how to not fuck up socially. Bacon learned too eventually.
Yeah, like, now I'm the one that speaks the most, but when we started playing Vampire the Masquerade, I was by far the most autistic person. I couldn't even speak English properly, nor understand English properly. And I was 14 with no experiences to talking with anyone. I had no idea what I was doing. You learn.
Ah, yes, I need to include Ashmet in this world as well.
Fucking hate him.
You loved him before. What happened, Bacon?
I grew as a person. This time.
And he stayed the same.
I promise this time I won't be dealing with demonic corruption. There's always a first time.
The prince pulls down his shirt and shows you the symbol of the Bali. That's a real shame, Neonate. That's a real shame that you said never.
Like, the first time I tried to not involve myself with demons, I was betrayed by the entire group. I learned my lesson. You don't deal with the demons, but you also are aware that your friends probably are dealing with.
Remember when Jackal on a Non-Humanity character tried to get Raphael killed by police and lost his true faith?
God, that was... Jackler was so... Jackler was so Jackler back then.
Oh. Legendary, standard fucking procedure. Bacon, anything else you want to add about Jeremiah's or your own thoughts?
No, Jeremiah's fine. Like, yeah, mission's going slow, but we did something. And myself, yeah. Things are going, I guess.
Okay, then I will ask you to stay behind to talk about the vampire game so we can properly go over some preliminary stuff, but for now, say goodbye to the stream and the video.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, stream and video.
Goodbye, stream and video. See, Bacon can follow instructions. The rest of you